Ladies and gentlemen of the press, thank you for joining us here today. I am Melissa Paul, Press Secretary to the Prime Minister. We have an important announcement to make today concerning the Prime Minister's upcoming schedule. Additionally, we are honored to have in our presence Honorable Stephenson King, Minister for Infrastructure, and Honorable Joachim Henry, Minister for Equity. I am delighted to inform you that the Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, will lead a delegation representing our nation at the upcoming Canada-CARICOM summit. This summit is a crucial platform for discussions on regional cooperation, trade, and other vital matters. The participation of our esteemed delegates underscores our commitment to addressing the diverse needs of our nation. Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre will now address you, followed by a question and answer session.
Thank you very much, Melissa. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, good morning. Canada and St. Lucia have maintained a solid diplomatic relations since St. Lucia gained independence in 1979. Our nations are committed to democratic values, the rule of law, and strong people-to-people connections. Canada has been a valuable partner in developing St. Lucia, having supported crucial projects such as the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School, the Iwanora Airport Runway and Terminal, and the John Compton Dam. In addition to bilateral cooperation, our two countries collaborate on critical issues in multilateral forums, including climate change, regional security, and economic resilience. Approximately 7,200 St. Lucians call Canada their home, further strengthening the ties between our two nations. In recent years, Canada has made significant contributions to the Caribbean region, particularly in response to the 2017 hurricane season. Canada pledged $100 million over 5 years to support Caribbean reconstruction, economic resilience, and climate adaptation. This commitment included strengthening disaster planning and response through organizations like the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDEMA. At the 2023 CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in the Bahamas, Canada announced an additional $44.8 million in initiatives to address the climate crisis. These initiatives aim to protect biodiversity, improve climate resilience, and enhance disaster preparedness in the Caribbean region. During the challenging times of the COVID-19 pandemic, Canada redirected resources to meet the needs of St. Lucians and the broader Caribbean community. These initiatives included addressing gender-based violence, providing income support and essential services, offering training and technical assistance for health professionals, and supplying protective equipment. As Prime Minister of St. Lucia, I will attend, together with other CARICOM heads, the Canada-CARICOM Summit, scheduled from Tuesday, October 17 to Thursday, October 19th. The summit will feature 4 key issues: climate resilience and sustainable economies. This session underscores the commitment to address the climate crisis and promote inclusive growth through green economic transitions. Access to finance and global financial architecture reform. Building on recent international dialogues, this session focuses on access to finance within the multilateral space. Building a secure and equitable hemisphere, including Haiti. Leaders will engage on security challenges that impact the region's stability, sustainable development, and economic prosperity. Trade and Investment Roundtable. A private leader-level roundtable will foster discussions with Canadian investors and business executives to enhance commercial relations and promote investment opportunities in sectors such as renewable energy, infrastructure, and security. And as the CARICOM lead on climate change, I will be addressing the summit on the issues relating to climate change. In addition to the summit in Canada, The Minister of External Affairs and I will host 2 town hall meetings, one in London on October the 14th and the other in Toronto on October the 21st. These gatherings present a unique opportunity for the solution community in Toronto and Canada as a whole to engage in open and meaningful discussions about our shared goals, concerns, and aspirations. We value the perspectives and contribution of our diaspora, and the town hall meeting is a testament to our commitment to inclusivity and engagement. Our presence in the Canada-CARICOM Summit signifies the deepening of cooperation between Canada and St. Lucia in addressing critical regional challenges and fostering inclusive growth. We look forward to forging partnerships with our traditional friends and our new friends and our friends in the South, in advancing our shared goals and solidifying our commitment to climate resilience, security, and economic development. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is now open for our question and answer session. The Prime Minister will be taking questions in regards to the Canada-CARICOM Summit and any other matters of state. Before asking your question, I ask that you state your name and media house. And please, let's do it in an orderly fashion.
Good morning to the Prime Minister, Senior Minister, members of the press. I'm Virgil Yonti from the Government Information Service. My question is, Mr. Prime Minister, what are your expectations for the outcome of the summit, particularly in the area of security challenges and climate resilience? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, in terms of climate resilience, we know that the world will not meet the 1.5 degrees Celsius in terms of global warming. There's serious issues as it relates to that. We've seen the devastating effects of floods, of drought, of floods, of earthquakes, etc. Canada is committed to assist us in this regard. But having said so, the rest of the international world has not met its commitment of the $100 billion that they promised to give the developing world in terms of climate resilience, in terms of climate adaptation, or even climate mitigation. So hopefully, we think that our friends, our traditional friends like Canada, can help stir that level of interest, can help to say to the international world, listen to me, you are the ones causing the problems. It is said, and the science has proved, that the developing world are the biggest emitters that cause issues as related to climate change. So what we hope to get from this summit is saying to the world through Canada that, listen to me, we have to do something. We have to meet our commitments. We have to help these islands in the adaptation and their mitigation. So hopefully our issues can be promoted by Canada to the international world. In terms of finance, if you look at the debt profile of our region, of St. Lucia in particular, you'll find that we've had to borrow the most after a hurricane. There are some countries like Dominica, 97% of their GDP was written off because of a hurricane. So we're saying that you cannot treat us the same way you treat countries as far as development finance is concerned. So we're looking for special and differential treatments. We're looking for loss and damage clauses. As far as our borrowing is concerned, we're looking for loss and damage clauses. We're looking, in fact, there is a discussion going on that most of our debts should be actually written off, but it's difficult. So there are different things on the table. There is the Bridgetown Accord that says we have to look for financing that is of a longer term. For a longer term, there is also an accord that says we have to measure our resilience through, so that you cannot deal with a loan in terms of you can't measure your resilience to climate shocks. So this is the discussions that we intend to have as far as that's concerned.
Good morning, Jason Darius from Choice TV. Just wanted to ask about any updates in terms of the crime situation on the island. What would you be speaking to specifically in terms of really addressing the crime situation here on the island, and what measures have been put in place to really curb this trend?
Well, it's unfortunate that we're not going to be discussing the crime situation on the island. We're going to be discussing the crime situation in CARICOM. The crime is not isolated to St. Lucia. In fact, there is a school of thought that says that there is gang violence. Gang violence. You understand? So it's not isolated to St. Lucia. St. Lucia, and we cannot claim that we are happy about it, or we're looking for excuses. We're not. Crime has been an issue in St. Lucia for a long time. It didn't start last year. An issue for a long time. They've been all governments. I don't think there is any government that would like a country where there is crime or violence. I hope not. But the issues are multifaceted. There's the issue of guns coming in from North America. The US, they have agreed, and Canada will support that we get some level of cooperation as far as the guns coming in. We've taken our steps in St. Lucia. We've got scanners. We've tried to improve our security as far as our ports of entry are concerned. But the issue of crime is multifaceted. So it's not about crime in St. Lucia we're going to be discussing. This isn't crime in CARICOM. Most importantly, we're going to be dealing with what's happening in Haiti, because Haiti is proven to be a problem of unsurmountable. I mean, the issue seems to be multiplying and getting worse every day. Gangs have taken over large parts of the capital of Haiti. Gangs, criminal gangs. So this is a discussion you've heard that that Kenya, that there was a United Nations resolution that the Kenyan courts have said that they have to hold on. So the issue is escalating. Haiti is escalating. So these are the issues we're going to discuss. But there's no simple solution to Haiti. No simple solution. So the issue of crime, the issue of gang violence are only going to be part of a discussion that we're going to have.
Jeremiah Joseph from HTS. Yesterday, the opposition leader had a press conference.
He did,
Alan Chasney.
He did, okay.
And he did indicate that the commission will paid loan funds from he said that he denied loan funds from the agreement between the government and the Taiwan Export-Import Bank. He said that the claims were false. What do you say to this?
You see, I'll tell you something. I have a country to run, right? I have a serious country to run. Right? And in having a country to run, I speak about facts. Fact is, loan funds from the Taiwanese government were not sent into the Eastern Caribbean Bank for onward transmission to the St. Lucia Consolidated Fund, as happened in 2014. In 2020, they were sent directly to a company registered in Panama. That's it. That's a fact. I am taking no further question on that. That's a fact. Yes. Next.
Good morning, Prime Minister. My name is Dale Elliott. I'm representing the Independent Film Company. I have a few questions on...
One at a time.
No problem. What is the current position on the impacts report and bringing whoever may be responsible to justice.
The same position, the impacts report, the position is the same as it was on July the 26th, 2021. Same. There's been no change. So if you know the position there, you know it now. Next.
Prime Minister, the most senior police officer from the South who was part of ORC has been cleared by the DPP.
By the who?
By the Director of Public Prosecution. Yes? The DPP wrote to the Commissioner of Police stating that the gentleman is no longer under investigation. My question to you is in your capacity as the Minister of National Security. What is the position with said officer or officers relating to the impacts report? How do you plan to bring some normalcy to their lives?
In my position as Minister of National Security, I believe in the separation of powers. I don't interfere in the judiciary, and the judiciary deals with its own matters. The Director of Public Prosecutions will have to do what is deemed necessary. The Minister of National Security will not interfere.
Thank you, Prime Minister. This question was specifically in your capacity as the Minister of Justice. And as the Minister of Justice, you would have to deal with gazetted officers, the rank of Superintendent, Assistant Commissioner of Police.
Wrong.
Are you saying that at present, you are not aware of the position of the senior police officer from Viewfort who has been stuck in...
I've not been briefed.
You've not been briefed?
No.
Thank you, Prime Minister. I have one more.
Mr. Elliott, we have another media house. We want to give everyone
Sure,
a chance.
no
You can
problem.
go after.
All right. My bad.
Good morning, Prime Minister.
Good morning.
Joshua Harrow, NBC. Prime Minister, we know the UWP has been making a lot of allegations in the week, and they are actually planning a march tomorrow. What is your perspective on that?
My perspective is let them march. I have no problem, sir. Let them march. I mean, and if you have a situation where an opposition had been devastated in the polls 15-2 and you lost the Mykonos seat, you would always have a march. No problem, let them march. No problem. We have said that we live in a democratic society. Is everybody's right to march? Yeah, no problem. Absolutely no problem with marching. I wouldn't tell them to go to march in Marshall.
Good morning, Prime Minister. Quinn Sejis, Hot 7 TV. My question is in relation to Venezuela. We know that you guys have resumed ties with Venezuela. Venezuela has had its own share of political issues. Why did you decide to resume relations with Venezuela, having noted that?
Okay. First of all, I want to inform you that Lucia has had relations with Venezuela from 1979. The late John Compton, one of his first state visits was to Venezuela. Our position is clear. We do not interfere in the internal affairs of other countries. We don't. CARICOM has continued negotiations, has continued a relationship with Venezuela. We believe that a country's internal affairs are to be settled in the country itself. We don't interfere. We have relations with Taiwan. We are one of the only free countries in the OECS, and one is only I think 12 in the world with Taiwan. So we believe basically that a country should have its rights to have its own internal affairs. We do not interfere in internal affairs of Venezuela. Venezuela is part of our region. Venezuela is a country with shared relationships. These are not new relations. These are not new relations. They've been there for a long time. The Venezuela government was insulted in St. Lucia. We thought it was necessary that we cause our friendship to continue without interference in the internal affairs of the country. This is my position. And we continue. We are friends with several countries. We are friends with Saudi Arabia. We are friends with Taiwan. We are friends with Cuba. We are friends with the United States. We're going to Canada to a summit. We are an independent country, and we have the right to have the friends that we want to without interfering in the internal affairs. That's our position.
Prime Minister Jeremiah Joseph again. Still on Venezuela, did the issue of the Venezuela border issue with Guyana ever came up?
Yes, it did.
And what is the position?
The position on the Venezuela border issue is, what came up is we said that our Caribbean must be a zone of peace, And then we've urged dialogue between Venezuela and Guyana, which will be facilitated by CARICOM, because there are two countries in our region, there are two countries within our sphere. Guyana is a member of CARICOM, so we're saying let's not quarrel, let's discuss our issues amicably. In fact, I was asked by President Maduro to have a discussion with President Ali on that situation. So together with CARICOM, we're having that discussion.
Good morning, John Tench, St. Lucia News Online. Leaving Venezuela back to St. Jude, when can we expect the loan funds from the Saudis to be used in the completion of St. Jude Hospital? I remember you noting that the funds have not been using yet. There's a completion of a phase that is going on. So really, when will we start seeing the use of the Saudi funds? Thanks.
I'm glad there's so much interest in St. Jude, for the simple reason why St. Jude will finish. So I'm very happy. I'm very, very pleased that there's so much interest in St. Jude, because St. Jude is going to finish. It's going to be completed for the people of the South. And I'm very happy that there's so much excitement about St. Jude. I'll tell you something. You know when the bigger excitement will be? When we'll have the grand opening, when we'll invite everybody to come and look at a finished St. Jude. So for the time being, what's happening now is the work is continuing in St. Jude. We have many questions that we're going to answer about St. Jude. But right now, the important thing, there are many questions to be answered by many people about St. Jude. Many questions to be answered by many people about St. Jude. But right now, our emphasis is to complete St. Jude. And that's what we're doing. And I'm very pleased to tell you that I'm very, very pleased with the progress at St. Jude. It's happening it's happening, if I can use a phrase from the Minister of External Affairs, with rapid what? Lightning rapidity. I can hear the word from him. We're very happy what's happening at St. Jude. We're very pleased. Very happy. People of St. Lucia are going to get a completed St. Jude. That's what they want all the time. That's because they can't afford to take a helicopter and go abroad for medical care. They want to do it in the South. So it's going to be completed. I'm very pleased.
Since St. Jude is up, I just wanted to relate it to the health question. And could you use this opportunity to just shed some light on the health and security levy, what it will be used for, what it is going towards? So just to bring some clarity on that. I know you had mentioned that your expectations are that you are planning also to remove the ambulance fees. So could you just shed some light on the health and security levy? Thank you.
First of all, I want to make a few points about the health and security levy. When the Minister of Finance disclosed health and security levy, he said it had been 2.5%. He never said it would go in a logbox that can't be found. What he said was it's going to go into the consolidated fund for the use for health and security. He mentioned that it had been used for the universal healthcare program. You've seen where that is going. He said it would be used to improve health services in the country. You see where that is going. But without health and security levy, we had to pay a firm in the Cayman Islands millions of dollars for work that local solutions could have done and local solutions did. You must recall, because we have to deal, when you're speaking about these things, we have to deal a little bit about the history and why we are where we are today. This OKEU, Owen King OKEU Hospital was built with European aid. We did not pay a cent for it. In terms of, you know what I mean. In 2016, there was a transition committee led by Dr. Stephen King that were tasked with moving from the old Victoria Hospital to the new OKEU Hospital. That task force was made up of St. Lucian professionals, St. Lucian doctors, St. Lucian nurses. The transition was near completion when in 2016, that firm of local solutions, that group of local solutions, who were almost complete and they were not being paid millions of dollars. They were fired and a firm from the Cayman Islands were engaged and they were paid millions of dollars, paid before and left with a bill of more millions. Right? This government had to find money to pay for that loan, and what we got for it is a report. So the health and security levy must go right there to pay these bills that we inherited for useless work. Right? That's a fact. The transition to the OK hospital was only done after COVID, and it was done by St. Lucians. The same St. Lucians that were not considered suitable to complete the transition, the same ones who got the hospital ready for COVID. So you must look at the history. Health and security levy. So we have to pay back that debt. That debt has to be paid. The debt to the Cayman City for almost useless work. We have to pay that debt. The health and security levy will have to be used for the universal health care program that for the first time has begun to move in a positive direction. We see now about maternal care for mothers and for prenatal care for mothers. That's happening now as we speak. That's free. Universal health care for people who are over 80. And you remember we were ridiculed on that. But at the same time, we are being criticized for walking sticks. But we were ridiculed when we decided that people over 80 needed free medical care. The statistics will show you that there are thousands of people in St. Lucia who are over 80. Thousands. But we were ridiculed for that. But the fact is, that's happening. That's happening as we speak. Right now, we've now brought in, far as universal health care is concerned, we've now taken diabetes and hypertension. We are on our way to make that treatment free. The next step is going to be cancer. You understand? So this health and security levy is being used to fund these things that never happened before. It's going to be used to fund these things. But I want to tell you something about health and security levy. The health and security levy is not charged on anything that any service or any item where no VAT was charged. So if you rent in a house and your rental income is less than the VAT threshold, which is $400,000, you pay no health and security levy. If you have a shop that you paid no VAT before because your sales were less than $400,000, you pay no health and security levy. If you have a service that was not VATable before, you pay no health and security levy. And health and security levy is only on imports. On some imports, there is no health and security levy on food. Any item that you paid no VAT on or was zero return VAT, there is no health and security levy on it. Any business that did not pay VAT before, there is no health and security levy on them. So the health and security levy is a contribution that all of us make to the health services in this country that we agree need to be improved. And all we are saying is on some imported goods and some services pay 2.5% for health. That's all we're saying. And we're very straightforward about it. We didn't hide it in a lockbox that can never be found. What we said, well, listen to me, 2.5%, and it's work in progress. So every time we come, and I've put a challenge, if anybody can show me where the health and security levy is on charcoal and on the walking sticks, I'll remove it. That challenge is open. Because we're not perfect people. We not even say we're perfect. We're going to make mistakes along the way. That's how human beings are. So it's still a work in progress. So any item that we found that is imported but is of use in health or in that nature or security. No health security, there is no health security levy on security equipment because you want people to buy more security equipment. So it's work in progress, but I'm putting it to you that the health and security levy will be used as far as security is concerned. We are now building a new police station in Grosley. That has started. We're repairing the Vieux-Fort police station. We are repairing several police stations in the country. We are giving the police new equipment. We're giving them new vehicles. As we speak, we are continuing work on the SSU headquarters. As we speak, we're doing that. We have to train the police. The health and security levy will be used to do that. That's what it's going to be used for. That is a collective charge so that the country can benefit as a whole. That's what it's going to be used for. That's what it's going to be used for.
Prime Minister, my question again is, in your capacity of Minister for National Security, nearly all the officers implicated in the impacts report have not showed up for work in the last 5 or 6 years. Prime Minister, you are the Minister for National Security.
I'm not the Chief of Police.
Prime Minister, I'm
not the Chief of Police, and I refuse to answer any question that deals with the running of the police force. So you can as well to ask me. If you ask me about policy, I'll tell you. If you ask me about policy, you tell me what's my policy on police transportation, what's the policy on how we intend to go forward. But any questions on the day-to-day affairs of the police force, I can't answer. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, sir. I'm very sorry.
As Minister responsible for national security, are you responsible for the police?
Mr. Reporter, my job is to give policy guidance, policy direction, policy instructions, find resources for the St. Lucia Police Force. That's the limit of my job. I do not interfere in the daily running of the police force because this is not in my remit. My job is to give overall guidance and policy direction to the police force. So I can't, I'm very sorry, my sincere apologies. I can't answer any questions on movements in the police force. I'm sorry.
As a matter of national security, sir, are you aware of the contents of the impacts report?
That's not your business.
Very good. So, please allow me to finish. Sir, are you at all concerned that in the 2 cases which the DPP has referred to the Commissioner of Police for
I do
arrest?
Not know that.
Let me finish my question, Prime Minister.
There's no I don't know.
The 2 cases,
I don't wish to.
The Vieux-Fort 5.
I do not know that.
The 5 guys killed in Vieux-Fort.
I don't know that.
And also, thank you very much. And also the Reginald Jean killing. These 2 cases, the DPP has advised the Commissioner of Police to carry out these arrests. Are you concerned that a member of your cabinet is implicated in the impacts report and in one of these killings directly?
I know nothing about that. Okay? I know nothing about that. So you're going to speak to the DPP or speak to whoever you want. I know nothing about that.
As Minister of National Security,
I know nothing,
you are unaware of this.
I know nothing about it. I know nothing about that. I know absolutely nothing about it. Nothing.
Thank you,
Prime Minister. If you know more than me, find out.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Prime Minister. Jason Darius here again. My question is on the leader of the opposition's press conference yesterday, in which they alluded to a potential lawsuit from the DSH deal. Just your thoughts on this. What would be the ramifications of such something happening like this? And just your thoughts on this.
Well, first of all, the Deputy Prime Minister made a statement on the DSH situation, which I'm sure you heard, and I'm sure you heard what's happened. But it's actually frightening when a company that 1,000 acres of land was leased, some of it at 99 cents a square foot, when the same government, the same company has complained that the government did not meet its obligations. The same company, DSH, has complained that the government did not meet its obligations according to a signed agreement. So that agreement was being broken by the government itself, by the people now who are agitating and want a libel, a suit against the government that may cost the government, the people of St. Lucia, not me, millions of dollars, because an agreement they signed, an agreement where they haven't met the obligations of that agreement. But right now they are wishing and praying that there is a suit against the government. It's sad. It's very sad. It's very sad. And if there's a suit against the government, I haven't heard about it, but there's a suit against the government, there have to be they have to answer the question, why were the arrangements, why were the obligations that were signed by that government and ought to happen at a particular point in time did not happen? I'll answer that question first, and then we go on the rest. But I don't know anything about any suit. But if there's a suit, the St. Lucia government will defend the interests of St. Lucia. That's what we're going to do. We're going to defend our patrimony. Our patrimony is not our credit card. We're going to defend our patrimony, Mr. Darius. That's what we're going to do. We're going to defend our country. We're going to defend our 1,000 acres of land. Part of it that went for $1. We're going to defend our fact that our people are not only good to take care of horses. That's what we're going to be defending. We're going to defend our integrity as a country. We're going to defend our sovereignty. We're going to defend our respect. That's what we're going to defend. That's what we're going to defend. And I'm very that the cabinet of ministers, we are convinced that's what we have to defend. Because our patrimony is not in our credit card. Our patrimony is in our rich history. We do not believe that colonialism had a conscience. We don't believe that. We don't believe it. So that is what we're going to defend. That's what we're going to defend, if that happens.
Quincy, she's Hot 7 TV again. My question is concerning a claim that the government intends to take UNESCO to court concerning the situation at the Peter management area. Anything on that?
No, that's not. You have the facts. You have the facts a little mixed up. Again, it is good that the people of St. Lucia are told the history. The question that exists, and my colleagues will, the issue is, permission was given to someone to build somewhere in Soufrière. Not by this government, not by us. Get it straight. Not by this government, not by a DCA that this government was in control of. First point. The developer, because of the actions that our government took, limiting the expansion, the developer took the government to court. The court ruled, and our government is defending it. We've appealed that. That's where the court is, not UNESCO. Okay? But not that the permission was not given by our government.
Right, okay, let's return to the leader of the opposition. Okay, so there have been some insinuations that the opposition should be a bit angry, and there's this rhetoric of anger being perpetuated, and there is the call that members of the St. Lucia Labour Party should be flogged. There is another call for the burning down of houses, and we are not sure how sincere that is. However, given international conversations regarding freedom of expression and how violent protests can go, as Prime Minister, are you concerned at all that there might be some political violence in St. Lucia?
You see, I have a lot of faith and confidence in St. Lucia and St. Lucians. St. Lucia, as I said, is a place of great people. They make right choices. St. Lucians are a place. I mean, look at St. Lucia is one of the only places in the world that change government every 5 years, you know. Because St. Lucians make right choices. St. Lucians understand the facts and the issues. St. Lucians don't get confused with noise and propaganda and anger and hatred and envy. St. Lucians make the right choices. So not perturbed by people who are frustrated, people who are angry, people who believe they have a divine right to run St. Lucia, people who do not understand that the people have spoken. It doesn't affect me. What I'm interested in is one, employment for the youth economy. Yesterday we got $6 million to increase the youth economy, to get young people to work. What I'm interested in is education to ensure that every household has a university graduate. That's what interests me. What I'm interested in is paying more CXC fees for the students of St. Lucia. What I'm interested in is expansion of universal health care. What I'm interested in is competing St. Jude. What I'm interested in is the $10 million we're giving to small and medium-sized enterprises to expand themselves, to go into more business, and the excitement that surrounds that. What I'm interested in is the housing program that we are going to unfold shortly. What I'm interested in is next year being the year of infrastructure, how we'll deal with infrastructure of the country. I'm not interested in anger and hatred. I'm not interested in that. I'm not. And St. Lucians are not interested in themselves. St. Lucians are interested in going forward. If you see the excitement of young people at the youth economy, if it's the hundreds of people who come there every day to inquire as to how they can expand their business, if you see the applications for people to go to Monroe College in the first generation scholarships that we've said that every household in St. Lucia should have a university graduate. We've also improved the situation by giving direct aid to people to go to university. That's what interests me. I have a country, a cabinet of men and women who are focused, who are keeping our eye on the prize for the development of this country. We're not interested in anger, in hatred, in threats, in innuendos. That doesn't interest us. The people of St. Lucia have always make wise decisions, and we accept the decisions of the people of St. Lucia. We understand the need for opposition. But we are not intimidated by rhetoric. We're not intimidated by propaganda. We're not intimidated by misinformation. Nor are we concerned about threats. Our job is to move the country forward. And I must really tell you something. Next week, I'm going to make a statement to the Parliament of St. Lucia about the economy of this country. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised to know that in inheriting a deficit of over $200 million, you'll be surprised to know where the economy is now. You'll be surprised to know what I'm interested in is the high cost of living, which we understand is high. We understand is high, the high cost of living. And we are taking steps to reduce it. We are taking steps, but the cost of living is high in the entire world. Every St. Lucian has a relative abroad who tells you every day about the cost of living. We are going to go to Parliament to continue the barrel importation, barrels free of duty, etc. And some people are saying that they prefer to send the money to their relatives in St. Lucia than buy it abroad and ship it in. Because of the high costs. The cost of transportation, they say it's better. So St. Lucia is not, look what's happening in England as far as the cost of living is concerned. So we're very concerned about the cost of living. But fact is, as I've said before, we cannot control the cost. All we can control, we can help control, is the price. And we've done whatever we can as far as controlling the price is concerned. Last week, we put on price control all sanitary products. We put it under price control. We've removed the VAT on building materials. The VAT on building materials on some building materials have been removed completely. I must tell you, I'm very happy with the response. We continue to subsidize cooking gas. We subsidize cooking gas at about an average of $20 per barrel, per cylinder, sorry. And the price of fuel continues, the price of oil continues to go up on the world market. You understand? At no time, and these are some things you have to because I'll tell you something, my good sir. When statements are made, they have to be checked. Because anybody can say anything, particularly if you can say it and make it sound well, sound nice. Some of us have the gift of speaking nice. I stutter, okay? I stutter. I make no bones. I stutter. You understand? I stutter. So don't remind me I stutter. I know I stutter. So don't remind me. You understand? And I'm proud. I'm proud because if a stutterer can become Prime Minister in Lucia, you know what will happen to the other stutterers out there? How they will strive. They will strive to get to a position. So I'm very proud of the fact that I am mimicked and I'm ridiculed because they say that I stutter. But let's get back to the point I was making to you. The point I was making to you is that all these things that the government is trying, we're talking about the cost of living. The cost of living is something that every day the men and women in the cabinet, we talk about the cost of living, but we don't control the cost. We don't control the cost. We don't control the cost. But it's a work in progress. We continue to review it, but we continue to do whatever we can to limit the pressure on the people of St. Lucia. But we understand and we empathize with them for the same way their relatives abroad speak about the cost of living.
Okay,
Charles.
members of the press, we will take our final question for the Prime Minister.
Charles is
how many minutes I have to make a contribution? I'm taking about 5 minutes.
Charles, it's good to see you, man.
Non, Monsieur Prime Ministre, excusez-moi, vous, avec ces les autres, ces ministres-là, tout le monde, bon mois créole.
Bon mois créole.
One, two, three. I am not in. OK. Quittez-moi vieille point encore. Quittez-moi, pas venir pour, pas de problème. Nous, pas venir.
Ça parle créole, ça.
Moi, quand bah où yon des détails là avant, avec dernière question, moi, quand il descend directement. Bon, quittez-moi complimenter parce que moi, ou habillé comme Aristide. Pas de problème, merci pour ça. Bon, monsieur Philippe J. Pierre, position c'est ça. En pays 7, c'est juste ça là. Tout le monde s'en sert relé. Tout le monde a dit, on a Philippe J. Pierre qui pour faire des marches pour baisser prix commission à sous l'étagère. Parce que là, c'est libre service, c'est sur la maquette là. Tout le monde a cru à moi. Maman va savoir ici à l'école parce que commission est trop chère. Bon, nous avons une situation côté qui, les mots passés au long, mon cas, ouais. Ça, UWP Flambeau, John Compton bâti, les bacs à vie PSTI. La teneur gonne, il a créé élevé machin, il a fait body work, ma sous changer, bon fil là. Il a pièce sur toute vieille machine. Bon, c'est ça mon cas, ouais, les parti qu'a fait à présent, il a pièce, et puis en même temps, yon ka dit yon a l'autre, les bacs à blé, tout anglais, flambeau, blé, tout anglais, les bas. Position, c'est ça, honorable Philippe J. Pierre. Tout le monde a blâmé, enfin, les bas, gouvernement, a blâmé honorable Alan Chasney pour position à Panama. Mon cas descendre, mon cas juste toucher ces points. Vous pouvez répondre ça, vous voulez. Deuxième question, c'est ça. Est-ce que pays cette ici ni un deuxième speaker en Kaila, speaker of the house? Troisième question, moi. Position, c'est ça. Roman Gale Francis, qui a vu la boîte pour ça, qui a dit, madame, nos femmes n'ont pas prêté pour chef police pays cette ici. Il n'y a pas de compétence là, il n'y a pas de qualification pour ça diriger, mener police pour cette ici. Bon, question, moi, c'est ça. Moi, je fais Shodokan, moi, je fais Karate, moi, ça il fait. S'il fait YouTube, ça il fait. Ça n'a pas un problème. Deuxième fois, troisième, quatrième fois, moun ka kouya moi, touriste, pas qu'à venir dans pays cette ici, qu'on longtemps, avec moi, apprendre, ministre là, ou appointé pour touristes, il n'y a pas de compétence là. Pour ça mener plus touristes en pays Saint-Décis, qu'on lève la beauté là. Toute femme, je suis mauvais. Toute femme qui a moi, je suis mauvais. Bon, la situation côté, moi, apprendre le gouvernement Saint-Lucia le parti, en bas Philippe J. Pierre. Pas même Pads, Pampers, Madame Sacheté, ou mener pour y descendre, gouvernement mener descendre, gouvernement aussi mener puis les madames là qui enceinte pour ne pas payer docteur parce que mauvais tellement bagaille mauvais. Mon café point on peut répondre ça vrai. L'autre point c'est ça. On dit on peut faire un voyage au Canada, l'Angleterre avec plusieurs les autres côtés. Mais oui, cette maman, monsieur chef ministre, ou l'autre pays, qui sont menés descendre by Saint-Lucie, nous voulons savoir. C'est ça qui a intéressé. Moi, je dis, c'est pour ça que je viens ici. Bon, en situation comme ça, deuxième question, moi. L'année. Non, mais il n'y a pas sous moi. Non, mon customer, il a répondu ça, il a répondu ça. Dernière question, parce que les a embauché. L'année où il est en situation, puis qu'il a laissé juste ça là, côté gouvernement Philippe Pierre, qui s'est douché le parti, qui a blâmé honorable Alain Chasny pour un des mouvements qu'il fait pour le pays Panama. Bon, c'est pour moi touché là. Qui position à tout ça? Parce que les mois regardés, l'année moun en gouvernement, Saint-Louis le parti, opposition qui a dit qu'il y a une tâche en les deux. Mais plus gros problème dans ici, qui ça, où qu'il fait? Est-ce qu'on a une intention pour venir brancher canal chaîne Radio Sky FM pour ces grands monotones musique créole? Parce que si un gouvernement dit venir pour oui, ou débrancher le gouvernement qui tire, ou débloquer, vous comprenez? Est-ce gouvernement Philippe Pierre, Saint-Louis le parti, attention pour ça vieux mettez canal là, channel là, bye peuple là pour ce monde Satan. Pour qui?
Which one? RSL?
Non, Sky FM. Ou débrancher Sky FM.
Oh, mais dis
yo tire channel là, oui.
Ou quand même dit, comme
non, ou qui chef ministre là, c'est ou qui a conduit.
I see.
C'est ou qui a conduit.
Did you train him, man?
Vous comprenez? Bon, that's all right. Ok, merci un peu et puis qui démontre un bon héritage créole. Avec l'autre question pour ça, comment finir. Moi, je veux savoir, qui ça, mon seigneur Patrick Anthony, qui est responsable pour focus sur scène de café, et puis créole pour pays Saint-Lucie. Parce que c'est mon nez qui a porté, il passe à parler créole. Avec est-ce une attention pour mettre créole l'école? Parce que moi, je dis, il y a ces ministres qui ont dit qu'il mettait créole l'école, mais moi, je veux dire, au cas où vous vivez en constitution et puis garder. L'année yon clos, yon on y faut tirer avant d'implémenter créole le collègue. Si vous voulez plus d'informations, créole Charles créole folklore de Bobo, et bien Albert de Tepel. Merci un peu. Non, on va répondre ça ouais, nécessaire.
Charles.
Mais Dieu m'a voulu répondre. Qui joue pas bien branché, Sky FM, qui va être mon actuel là, avec Pouchi, gouvernement, depuis Alain Chasny entré. En Canada, si vous n'avez pas fait des autres, vous n'avez pas de respect.
You back over qui?
You have to respect. You have to respect him. In the house, yeah. They beat in the room. They knock in their foot. Yeah, in the house.
Okay. But I asked your colleague to help me answer, you know. I asked the guy, you know, I know him for a long time, you know. He was my neighbor at the time. I know him for a long time. I know him like a boy, you know what I mean? But these days you get kind of way. Okay. Charles, vous me répondre à patois, eh bien, anglais.
Moi, héritage créole.
So, ou assurer tout le monde, ou assurer tout le monde qui commence à dire.
Non, c'est
okay. Alright. Nous parlons about pre-buy sous un pays. Nous parlons about ça. Moi je dis, nous dit toute la terre qu'a créé pre-buy. Pas Saint-Lucie tout seul. Mais assurez, on est moun Martinique, on est moun tout partout. Yo ka de pre-buy kamouti. So pas en Saint-Lucie tout seul pre-buy kamouti. Gouvernement pas ça contrôler pre-bagay qui fait qui pas fait Saint-Lucie. Nous jamais été toutes ces basic goods là moun ka gagner. Moun ka gagner pour ces basic goods là. Nous a tiré service charge. Nous tiré service charge à sous. Ministry Equity. Nous ka y bay semaine mois qui a venu $1,500 pour about 5,000 moun qui affecté en Covid. Nous avons ça pour aider yo. 500, yes. Chaque 5,000 moun qui apply. Et the applications meet the criteria. Good. So nous avons en ministère de l'Équité, nous avons plus d'argent parce que pièce gouvernement pour aider les gens qui veulent aider. Nous avons fait ça, nous avons fait ça. So gouvernement comprend that by après Covid, by en manière. Gouvernement comprend. Mais gouvernement ça dit pas nous qui fait Russia, Ukraine, gourmet. Pas nous qui fait puis l'huile montée. Pas nous qui fait ça. Pas Philippe G. Pierre. Pas nous qui fait ça. Si on monde ça de moi, ça ou ça fait pour faire puis France qui a sorti Ukraine. Ça ou ça fait pour descendre ça, n'a fait actuellement. N'a fait actuellement, n'a fait. Si on monde ça demain, ça ou ça fait, là où a acheté l'huile pour faire puis descendre plus, n'a fait actuellement. Mais chaque tant gaz, nous gagnons cette ici, gouvernement qui a mis 20 gouttes à souiller. Chaque tant gaz, ni pour 20 gouttes plus, gouvernement qui a mis 20 gouttes là. So, cost of living national, nous tous comprenons et nous tous travaillons. On dit about speaker. You know deputy speaker. Honorable Jeremiah Norbert, si deputy speaker. He's still deputy speaker. House la Ali pour 5 années sans deputy speaker. Nous mettons yon Jeremiah Norbert. On m'a demandé about chef police. Tout le monde ni opinion yo. M'a comment à ce opinion comme Gil Francis. M'a comment à ça. Ça est opinion nom là ni droit pour dire ça il veut. Et qui dit chef police là qui est femme pas bon assez, ça c'est position. Massa babi puis ça est position. On cherche mon gars de cherche about tout mais ça so massa dit about ça. On est about tourists, so dit about tourists ou pas tellement bien ou pas ni factual right sur ça factual pas right. C'est ici fait plus bon passer touristes. Nous jamais nous pour 2019. So dit about tourists pas vrai. Actuellement nous pas en cruise season là. Saison, so pas avec cruise ships, mais yon vini là samedi dimanche qui passé et l'année c'est là 400 cruise ship calls will happen in St. Lucia for this year. Okay? Now, ou di mwen about chimé about farmers ka te ka fait blin bon mais tropical storm bread du bouton chay fig nous pas ni assez fig pour voyer regional countries hurricane bread tropical storm bread te mette nous derrière mais nous ka travailler sur ça ou ka tan tout bail ka fait ou ka tan festival ka save festival bail ça pour ou ka créer sa diversification ou changer les moitié des monde fait pli et puis fig pas ridiculer yote ridiculer et actuellement où est-ce que ça fait actuellement même ba le café cassave non mais le café bail so nous ka travailler à sous chimé again nous chimé à mauvais mais nous ka travailler sur ça et l'année qui ka venir c'est year of infrastructure au moment demain about summer jeune l'année sorti mais just short Venezuela ou ka jeune fertilizer c'est fameux ça ka jeune fertilizer senior minister kai jeune bay pour manger chimé so nous jeunes en Venezuela ou même about Sky FM is a private radio station pas making nous ka travailler sur Radio St. Lucia That's a me. Sky FM manière base. Si Sky FM obey the law, la prendre précision parce que nous pas là. Si you obey the law, depuis you obey the law, you can faire que toute l'autre Sky station. Et comment dire about Creole, c'est une bonne question. Nous voulons mettre Creole en langage officiel, mais nous avons gagné des constitution là. En office mais mardi, mais parler avec mon UNESCO qui a parlé about a language commission. So you can tell plus about ça en budget là qui a appelé. Panama, moins dit on about Panama, ça moins dit. Ça moins dit. Moins dit about Panama, la tenue loan on loan Jean gouvernement prend pour St. Jude. En 2014, loan salati point et qui a allé en Eastern Caribbean Central Bank et qui a voyé en Saint Lucia pour le gouvernement Saint Lucie. En 2020, on loan te point et que loan sala aller direct pour un company qui register in Panama. Samedi. OK? Autre chose? Voici où comment ça nous bon?
Merci pour
ça pas comprendre.
ça m'a comprendre.
Ah
Ça m'a fait comprendre, ça m'a fait deux comprendre.
ça veut comprendre.
C'est qui plan pour le restant entre moi ça là et puis pour décembre parce que c'est pour mon step à développer.
Ouais. Journée que moi veux voir tout le monde c'est ici un bon journée que. Journée que qui est bien organisé, nous avons avec Focus Center pour journée créole. So mais ça tout le monde gagne un bon journée créole. Nous savons cruise ship qui a commencé à venir ici là novembre décembre. So nous avons en activité pour vendors by Costa et nous avons activité anti-step activity pour gérer ici. Merci bien. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the press. I think we had a good. I want to wish you a happy journée créole. Moi, je souhaite tout le monde ici un bon journée créole. Faites la gomme. Vive la Marguerite. Vive la Marguerite. Marguerite, couleur Marguerite, c'est blé. Mais aujourd'hui, c'est cancer. Right? Cancer awareness. So, aujourd'hui, c'est Friday. I'm in pink as a tribute and to remember people who are affected by cancer. I want to thank my colleagues for joining me here today. I want to thank the people of St. Lucia. I want to thank you because you ask the questions for the public. I want to thank you. We believe in freedom of the press. We believe in freedom of expression. Sometimes you may not like what I say, but that's my job to tell you how I see it. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Dale Elliott for persistently and consistently trying to derail me. But I said, I know Dale for a long time. I mean, I know Dale a longer time than many of his friends. Have a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we have come to the end of our press conference. I thank you so much for being here today. Have a good day.